In our last video, we left behind the magical place up in Namibia, the Caprivi and the Zambezi region, where the wildlife, including hippos, were just everywhere. We made about a 6-hour drive back towards the middle area of Namibia to a place we've already been. And you know, we don't often go back to places that we've already been. But there is a very special reason that we came back to Zuri camp. And it is because, if you've been following the journey, you recognize that big blue rig. Our friends, Kim and Susie, are here at this camp. They've been here chilling and relaxing from the West Africa journey. So we thought we'd come meet up with them and have a little cookout on the braai. There she is, look at her, all relaxed. And there's the puppies. So we're gonna have some friend time, a little socializing, a little braai, and then we'll get back to things in a little bit, guys. All right, guys, the sun has set. The crowd has grown. Of course, we have Kim and Susie here, our fellow Banyo survivors. But we are very fortunate to be joined by Erica and Marcus. Now, they own this place here at Zuri Camp, and they pride themselves in how peaceful and relaxing it can be here. And we have a good braai going. Now, each braai station comes with one of these little grate stands where you can cook on it. And right away when Marcus got here, he rounded up another one because I think there's gonna be too much meat for just one. What do we got here?
Eland steaks.
Eland steaks. We're having a good time with friends. Some older than the others, not age-wise, but time-wise. Some date back to Banyo in West Africa, but some are brand new. And it's a good night, guys. It's a good night. One thing we did not tell you is when Curt was gathering up our share of the meat to put on the braai, he noticed we have a flat tire. It is not good luck, but it is something we will deal with in the morning. He jacked it up so we're not sitting on the rim. We'll report back on that tomorrow. But we're gonna leave you here. We're gonna have some social time with some friends. And we'll see you guys in the morning. Look at this food. Don't mind my bedhead morning hair. It's early in the morning. As you know, we had a nice time with our campsite neighbors last night and the owners of the campsite. But we woke up this morning to the reality of the fact that we had discovered a flat tire last night. Curt has pulled out our air hoses and pulled stuff out of the garage and got to our compressor. He jacked us up last night so it wasn't sitting on the rim overnight. But now we got to get it aired up and try to figure out where the leak is. How you doing this morning, Curdy?
Well, I think you pretty much summed it up. It's a frustrating deal. This is a brand new tire, so hopefully it's a repairable leak. Well, we have a leaky valve stem, and so I've aired it up as much as I can get. We're about 18 minutes from the
tire shop.
From the tire shop, and so hopefully we don't have to stop along the way and air it up. We're hoping we can make it there. We'll have to keep an eye on it, but the problem is with my compressor, I kind of have to jack up the van a little bit to get some pressure off of it. And so anyway, that's what it is. If we make it there, they can change the valve stem and we'll be good as gold. If not, we'll have to stop, air up the tire again, and
go the rest of the way. So we're watching the tire. All right, 18 minutes, guys. Let's do it.
We made it into town. We got a couple more kilometers
At least we know exactly how to get to this tire shop. It's the same one that did all of our tire stuff a few episodes ago, guys. So they'll know us when we pull in and we know exactly how to get there. Maybe that's helping us a little bit.
They're probably gonna die when they see us rolling in again. They're like, oh
no, not
what did we
these
do
guys.
this time?
Made it, guys. We made it. Woohoo!
Take the next right to stay on.
They're like, no.
All right, by now you guys know we made it here, and he pulled the tire and he put it over here into this water bath, and it was definitely the valve stem. The water was bubbling here. You can kind of see right there, little water bubbling outside of there. All right, guys, I'm giving you information as I'm getting information, and they've put 3 new valve stems in, and all 3 of them have leaked. And so they've taken a closer look and sort of the space between the valve stem and the rim, it looks like there might be a leak. And so right now the concern is the rim is bad. He's taking the tire back off right now as we speak. And well, we just got to figure out if he's going to be able to repair the rim or not. Now, we had a spare tire stolen from under the van while we were in Peru several years ago in Peru. And we really had a hard time in Latin America finding a new replacement rim. I don't even know what it's going to be like to find a replacement rim here. All right, so the tire's going back on. They were able to carry it next door, and they were able to repair the inside of the rim. I believe they did a little weld to patch it up. And anyway, the rim is now fixed, and the tires are going back on. They're checking the tire pressures around the van, and we will be back on the road shortly, guys. They hooked us up there at Trend Tire. We were there for probably 45 minutes, I guess, maybe an hour. They put 3 valve stems in before they figured out it was the rim, because the rim leak was right next to where the stem was. So it was almost impossible to tell that it was the rim, but for the elimination. But in any event, they took it next door, they welded it up, they fixed this all up, and the damage, meaning the bill, was a whopping $50 Namibian. Now, that's about $2.50 US. So we definitely get some love from Trend Tire. Of course, we have a history, but those guys are good to us. By now, I know all the mechanics in there. They're all really cool, and so we're just happy to be back on the road.
We spent 2 nights here at Zuri camp, Z-U-R-I, and we learned from Erica, one of the owners, Erica and Marcus, that Zuri means beautiful in Swahili. And they are right. This place it's got a peace to it that's hard to explain. Everything's easy. It's super welcoming, and it's just a place you can come recharge, regroup, enjoy nature, listen to the birds. The cats have absolutely loved it here. They've both had several walks. Vanna's getting her last walk here this morning because it's time to start packing up the van and get on the road. We have reservations at another safari camp, maybe 45 minutes up the road south of here, where we get to do something different. I mean, we'll do a safari anytime, ride through and look at animals. But this one offers something special. So we're gonna go there, and hopefully we can get that scheduled and do that. So let's get this van packed up, get on the road, and say goodbye to the beautiful Zuri camp and our overlanding friends, Susie and Kim. Susie's actually off riding horses right now, and Curt thinks he was able to get a shot of that from the drone. So they do offer horse rides here if that's something you enjoy. And we know Susie loves riding her horses. Kim's probably still over there chilling in their big giant blue rig. But we have to say goodbye to them. This is the 3rd country we've seen those guys in. The Congo, Angola, and now Namibia. And the goal is that we'll see them again, maybe here in Namibia one more time, but also hopefully in South Africa. So we're saying goodbye, but it's not forever. We'll see these guys again. But loading up the van and hitting the road. Good morning. We made it to our new campsite yesterday afternoon, and it is so perfect and so relaxing that we didn't share it with you until today. Kurt's having coffee out there in the chairs with G. He was just sitting there in my chair chilling with his buddy there for a little bit. But in a little bit I'll give you a tour of this campsite because it's pretty epic. And we got animals that walk by right on the other side of our little fence. So welcome to our next Namibian campsite, guys. All right, a quick tour of our campsite. First of all, I am in love with how much space and privacy a lot of these Namibia campsites give you. This entire little mini fenced-in area is ours. Now, when we booked this place here, and the name of this place is Ohange, or Ohange. Of course, we'll put it on the screen. But we requested the private one. There are smaller campsites over there where you share bathrooms and stuff, but we wanted to be a little fancy. But we have our cooking station, our braai, with some cool grates that swivel around. They brought us this giant bag of firewood. We have a private little covered area with a sink we can plug in. And this is our private shower with really hot water. We'll show you that in a minute.
They have a donkey, what's called a donkey, and it's a wood fire water heater, and it works really, really well for heat.
And a private bathroom. And the water heater Kurt is talking about is right back here. And what's cool here is we've had one of these before, but we had to manage it ourselves. Here, they come and light this thing for us and keep us firewood, and it works pretty good, doesn't it, Kurt?
Yep.
So right under there's the fire, and it's got some magical copper system in there that keeps it nice and warm. This place we will be staying for 4 nights to do some editing and relaxing, and hopefully we're going to walk up here to the lodge right now, see if we can book a special excursion they do at this place. We'll have to see. For those that are curious, this campsite is about $31 US a night. So it's on the expensive side, but like I say, we requested the private one because it's good for the kiddies, it's good for editing. But you can come here for a little bit less money and you camp up there in the old horse stables, which looks just as nice too. We're going to take the short walk up to the lodge where there's a restaurant and a watering hole, and I think we'll probably pass some animals on the way. We were able to get the activity we came here specifically for booked, and it will be happening tonight, which I guess is kind of a spoiler, that it's a night safari. So we get to go out, the driver and the guide will have lights, we'll get to see if we can spot any nighttime animals. And before that, we walk up here and we have dinner in this beautiful yard area here at the lodge. You excited, Kurt?
Super excited. We've done so many different kind of safari tours and different viewing points and things like that, riverboat rides. And so this is special because a lot of the animals only come out at night. And so we'll probably see some stuff, hopefully fingers crossed, that we haven't seen before. It's the nature, but there are some things on our list that we are really excited to see. So hopefully we can share it with you.
So we'll be back in a couple of hours for a lunch, or dinner, and a night safari. Look at these lodge puppies. They're getting them some sun. Oh, look at them. All right. I looked out the window and a herd of elands, I think it's spelled E-L-A-N-D-S, was walking by super close to the van. So I don't have the big camera, but I think they're close enough that you guys will even get a good look at them with our little normal camera. Now they see me and they've kind of picked up the pace a little bit. I didn't mean to spook them, but I wanted you to see just how in the middle of wildlife we are at this camp. Now it looks like these guys are headed straight to the water hole that's over right in front of the lodge. And we'll head over there a little bit early before our dinner tonight. So maybe we'll take the big camera out and get a good look at this big old herd of elands. But I had to show you that. That was so cool, guys. Right here by us.
Woo! It seems like all these different campsites all have something amazing to offer. And they don't want to say one's better than the other because, to be honest with you, it's difficult for one to compete with the next. But what this one offers is we park right down here in the bush, in sort of the grasslands, and we are literally surrounded by wildlife. We can see the springbucks, we can see the impalas, we can see what are the other big ones called, Snow? Elans. We can see the elans, we can see the guineas, the wildebeest, and they're all just right here. And last night I got out of the van and I turned the flashlight off and it was just dark and you could just see all the eyeballs out across there. And as we're right here, I can see why, because this place is just loaded with these creatures and they're beautiful. And Snow saw them bouncing the other day. I don't think she recorded it. But anyway, this place is magical and we can see all this right from our little camp spot right there. And it's just a short walk up here to the lodge, which is where we're going now. And out here, there's a little watering hole. And as we're walking here, of course, we can see all the things I talked about. But it looks like there's a big herd of eland up at the water hole. So we're going to go up here to the lodge. We're going to have a nice meal tonight. And then we're going to go out on a night safari and see what we can see. Now, I think we still have a little bit of sun, so we'll see what we can capture with the big camera. And actually, you're probably looking at that right now.
Our drive, we will start in a little bit of a thick stuff and see what we can find. And a little bit later, we will go out in open plains, which is a little bit more open, and see if we can spot more game for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're just gonna start in a thick stuff, see if we can spot some bush babies or some genets.
That's the little cats, right?
Yes, the genet cats, yes.
Okay. We have started our night safari. Right now, we're in the thick bush part, and we are looking for some small cats, which would be rare and would be very lucky, and also some bush babies, which are so stinking cute in pictures I've seen, but they're in the primate family, and our guide, Bonnie, he tells us that they're the smallest member of the primate family, but they have big eyes and they will reflect back at us red if we see one. He said they only live up in these trees, so we are looking hard.
There it is. There it is. There it is. There it goes.
What is it?
There it goes.
It might have been bird eyes.
No, it was a bush baby.
Oh, good eyes, Kurt, but he's gone.
I don't see him.
It was a bush baby. It was sitting right here, and it jumped back there into the thick stuff.
It hid.
So that bird you see there, it's called the nightjar.
Nightjar.
Yes, nightjar. That day you're not able to see these birds. They only come out at night.
The nightjar.
Nightjar.
He's cute.
So that animal you see in front of us is called the black wildebeest. Yes, that is the black wildebeest.
It's small.
It's small, yeah. actually the biggest they get. We have two types of wildebeest, the black wildebeest as well as the blue wildebeest. So this one is the black one. The difference is size-wise. The black wildebeest is much smaller than the blue ones, and the black wildebeest has also got a white-tailed. And because of that white-tailed, they are also known as the white-tailed gnu.
Okay.
The white-tailed gnu?
Yes, yes.
Bush baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I see him. Oh, how cute.
It's feeding.
He's eating.
Yeah, it's feeding on something.
Okay, we have spotted a bush baby, but he is not moving. So a couple of them have gotten out to check him out. Kurt's gone down there with the bigger camera. We don't have our real big camera out. We have our medium-sized camera. Because we don't have any idea how the footage is going to turn out. Were you able to get him, Kurt?
A little bit. He's just kind of tucked in there.
Yeah, I know. All right, bye-bye to the bush baby. Thank you, Bonnie.
It's a pleasure, man.
Kurt, you are the bush baby spotter.
Oh, yeah. He's really good at it. So that is the red-billed francolin. It's one of the 4 species of francolins we have in Namibia. So we have the red-billed francolin, which is this one. We have the crested francolin. We have the swan-sense francolin, as well as the orange river francolin. So normally for the francolins, you find them up on the trees. During the night, they get on the trees and they sleep there. But because these babies are too small to fly up high, the mother will stay with them on the ground. Yes. So these impalas we have here are the common impalas. And the ones you find in the Etosha are the black-faced impala. Yes, sir. Eland, the largest antelope. Yes.
We just got back from our night safari ride.
I had to get the heater going right away because, guys, it was chilly. But they had blankets and we had kind of bundled up. But I probably should have had some gloves
It was cold.
next time. But I must tell y'all, before we tell you about the stuff we saw out there, that we have a night safari whisperer amongst us. Kurt is the best. I've never seen anybody spot things.
I was like
He
10
was-
to 1
Yeah,
for the guy.
Yeah,
even.
yeah. The
And
guy
he
was
had-
even like, "You are good at this."
And he had like this massive spotlight, and I had this little headlamp, and I was like 10 to 1.
Yeah. Kurt was really good at spotting the eyes and getting us zeroed in
It
on
was
things.
so cool, guys.
It was cool. It was so different than a normal safari. And our safari partners behind us, they're from Germany. They were really nice, and we ate dinner with them too. We didn't even talk about the dinner. How freaking good it was.
Dinner was absolutely
I
amazing.
think it was so good we didn't film it good enough.
So what we had, it was like for starters, there was a little like salad, which was carrots, tomatoes, onions, that type
Yeah.
of thing diced up.
And we
It was
had
really
the garlic
yummy.
bread with the mushrooms.
Oh, for the appetizer.
Yeah, that was good.
And there was also a little carrot salad, which was good.
Yep.
And carrot salad is really, we're learning, a quite popular dish here in Namibia.
Yeah.
And then for dinner, the entree was
These giant pieces of fried pork, and it was so,
pork
so
cutlets.
good.
And they had this pepper gravy they put over it,
It was
which
delicious.
to die for.
Kurt asked for a second whole pork
I
chop.
did, and they were loading the gravy
Yeah.
on mine.
And they had the sweet butternut squash that was good, and the roasted potatoes.
Yeah, and
There was
they
something
had,
else.
they had curry chicken.
Oh yeah, everything was delicious.
And then they brought us out this little dessert cake, and it had this, I don't know if it was pudding or icing.
It was
what
so
kind of
good.
Cream
It was good. It was warm.
But it was warm,
Yep.
and it was the type of stuff you just wanted to scoop the sweet sauce on top
And
of it up.
literally, normally we at least film a little bit of the food. I think the only thing that got filmed was the table before we sat down, and the appetizer. Everything else, we were just talking to our table partners and the owners. They do a kind of cool thing. They set up like long tables, and the wife sat with us, the husband sat with the other table, so
Yeah.
the owners were sitting at each table. And then we got on the safari.
Yeah, we got on the safari, and just like dinner, you know, filming anything at night is difficult, and even seeing it is difficult.
Yeah.
So you see the eyes, then you see the animals, and you try to focus in. They move quick, and so
Our guide was really good at trying to put the light on them to help with the
Yep.
with the photography. But honestly, we don't know how it's going to turn out until we get into the edit later. But hopefully, you can see some of the stuff.
Yeah.
It was a different experience, and it was awesome. And
It
I'm
was
so
fun.
glad we did it.
It was really fun. It was cold. It was cold. I don't know how cold it was, but the wind chill and us driving, it was damp. They gave us some nice blankets. They have a really nice setup, a really nice ride. It was fun. It was cold. Snow's got the heater
I
cranked up.
did. I put my pajamas on, my warm fuzzy socks. First thing I did is crank the heater in the van to get the chill off of us, and then I fed the kitties. But with that, I think it's time to go to bed.
Past my bedtime.
It's a good night, guys. Good night. See
Good
y'all in the
morning.
morning. It's our third night here at the Ohange camp. We edited most of the day. Both of us got a new video done, so that's always really, really good. But we need to tackle another one. We're a little bit behind. But the sun's starting to set. And the campsite owners sent over a big bag of firewood yesterday. So we've decided tonight we will do a Namibian braai. But all of the springboks, they're within 40 or 50 yards of our van, just all around us, just eating. So we decided it was a big camera moment and even a tripod. So Kurt's walking around the campsite, getting shots of these springboks eating. Now we have the slider door open for the kitties here. They had nice walks this morning. Vanna even got to come out and sit in the chair with me some this afternoon. So they have had plenty of outside time. But G, he's right there in that screen door. He is talking to us because he wants to come out because he is curious about these springboks. But we can't do that. He's got to stay inside. He doesn't blend with the wildlife being this close to the van. But it is really amazing just to sit here in these chairs and watch these beautiful creatures just living their life. They're out here just eating this grass and walking around, and they've probably been over at the water hole earlier. There's probably a bunch of them over there. We can't quite see it from here. It's set up more for people at the restaurant and the bar to be able to see. But I don't think they're getting quite as close of a view of these springboks as we are here at our campsite. So we've seen a few wildebeests around, and sometimes the elands come through here. And so we'll just see what shows up. But if it's just springboks, that's okay. But it's not, because I can look right out here ahead of me and see some impalas. Oh, they're running over here, Kurt. They're running and bouncing. Oh, there's wildebeest over here.
Where?
Over here.
Oh, I see 'em.
Yep. And a bunch of things just ran from over there. All right, the activity is cranking up, guys. This is just an epic campsite.
It is our last night at this amazing camp spot here out in the nature. And this has been our view for several days. And Namibia has been nice and relaxing, but we have all sorts of springbok, impalas, and all kinds of wildlife out there. As I'm sure we have told you numerous times, we've got the big camera out. We're trying to get some shots again. And, well, it's another night on the braai. And this has just become a really nice tradition for us, and something we both enjoyed. But earlier today I made some hot dogs and I put some corn on the cob on the grill. Well, I cut it off the cob and mixed it with some potatoes, some green onions, some onions, some green peppers, some mushrooms, And so we have a little skillet fry there, and we've got some barbecue chicken, and everything's just about done. Snow's got the table set, and we just have a really ideal situation here. I think tonight's gonna be full moon, and Snow's pointing out some more springbuck, but really the animals here are just everywhere. And we're gonna miss this place. Tomorrow we're headed to the city to Windhoek, and guess what, guys? Some more auto repairs, and hopefully this is the last one. There's supposed to be a Mercedes dealership there, a true legit Mercedes dealer, mechanic with connections to Germany, able to get all the proper parts, none of the stuff that we've ran into West Africa. Hopefully we'll be able to circumvent all this and get our van properly fixed once and for all. So
I gotta go to the dentist.
Oh, and Snow's got a dentist appointment.
But one of our followers on YouTube, Alex, he's been messaging with us for a while. He lives in Windhoek. I'll never get that right. But he has hooked me up with an appointment at his dentist. So big shout out to him. I think we'll probably meet him while we're in the city too. Maybe for coffee or dinner or something like that. But the kindness of our subscribers helps us all around the world, that's for sure.
All right, guys, we're about to dig in.
Nom, 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 nom. So good. So good. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us a lot. And if you want to see more of our videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you know when new videos come out. We'll see you guys in a few days from somewhere out here in the world. Cheers.